Uranium Friends, Global Atomic. Yeah, so we've got this news, right? West Africa bloc lifts coup sanctions on Niger and a new push for dialogue to reserve tensions. So, fundamental catalyst change for Global Atomic and GoviX, right? So let's just look at Global Atomic because, when I did the quick weekly rundown, Global looks stronger and, it looks stronger here too. So monthly is fantastic. There's just not even, it's an inside bar, yeah, but it's not even close to monthly consolidation. So, listen, I know a lot of the players in the space got shaken out on this coup dump. There's something to be said for position sizing, right? So when it comes to geopolitical risk with something like this, just Africa in general, your position size should reflect that. So while everybody was getting stopped out here, I was a buyer, right? So my position size was small enough, and I sat here FOMO, FOMO, FOMO with a much smaller position size. Um, because I just don't like buying that FOMO. And I got it, right? I especially with the geopolitical risk name. But anyway, I got it, right? So and now, my position is up over 100%. It's just that simple. So yeah, let's all just everything's going to the moon, right? So just hold everything. Well, it's just not what I do, right? And it pays off sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. The guys, whoever's the buyers that were smart enough to be buying the space down here is just I got no shot at beating them unless I trade like a maniac on it, and I have no desire to do that. Anyway, there's a lot of room to run on this monthly. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, and the weekly this is actually very good weekly consolidation at the moment, right? So it's just like the rest of the space, which has already breached this double moving average rider. Well, this is using it as support right now. So, the next week or two is probably going to give us a little bit of a heads up on Global Atomic, but it's tough to see much in the way of selling, especially with that nice fundamental catalyst that's really good for the space. So, this is one of my rare trying to hold it for a long time names from this space. Doesn't mean I will. There's a point where I'm not going to let my profits just disappear on me. I definitely did a little bit of trimming from these buys, but not a lot. So, once if things get a little crazy, I'll probably have to take a little bit more profit off the table and then just kind of reload into some sort of technical bounce. If the whole entire space goes down, no matter what the fundamentals are with Global Atomic, it's going down. It's just as simple as that. All right. So, but yeah, perfectly healthy weekly chart too. Like this is one of the few names that's holding its weekly trend, right? So you don't like seeing it take this triple bottom out. Um, so it could indicate that there's a little bit more to go. But you got a lot of action down here where I'll probably be a buyer as well. It depends on the space, but that's kind of where I'm looking on Global Atomic. Yeah, so it's still very good. There's no problems with this setup at all on the daily even, right? 50-day moving average, 50 EMA. It's confirming a daily downtrend and continuing. Did we have really a truly confirmed? Well, I don't have a pivot yet on this weekly yet. So this is still all one move. So, this is what I'm going to be thinking about at some point where the weekly does this, makes a lower high, and then we have to see what happens here. But you could imagine, because global, there's a big fan base fundamentally, and whatever. I could imagine that it just keeps going sideways. So I don't know. I don't make those predictions, nor will I ever. If you want predictions, go to the other hacks out there. I'm not that guy. Okay, so I'm just watching, and the daily still seems fine too. So relatively speaking, in the space, global strong. And I see nothing to tell me that it's not going to be continuing to be strong. The first sign will obviously be monthly consolidation, or if weekly gets some sort of the next pivot and then continues and confirms a weekly downtrend. Well, that's bears saying a little bit more as far as the prove it is concerned. But global atomic looks great. Daily downtrend, not going to lie. Um, Big volume pocket here. So your support is going to start coming down into these areas, and then you start to see the action, right? So um, these were great dip buys. And that's that with global. Over and out.